Hello, peoples of the internet, and welcome back to Pathfinder War for the Crown Songbird Scion Saboteur. We are on session 25. I think that's correct. Uh, Last we left off, the party decided to go fight a fish, and it didn't end the best as one of their party members, by the name Aravid Melisoka, got eaten by the fish twice and suffocated in its stomach. The fish did die, however, and they were able to get the body back, but we're still on the lake in the boat with the corpse. What would you all like to do?
We should head back to the shore. We're done here.
Yes, and wasn't your friend taken somewhere to get help? Is there a chance that place could help Arabid as well?
There is a chance. We shall, we'll arrange for him to be sent to the temple. If the gods find it, pertinent, then we shall see him again. Otherwise, perhaps they'll send us notice of any funeral rites. But for the time being, let's return to the Baron's manor.
Yes.
Just, well, I guess not to leave any details out, but we dealt with the problem, but we didn't deal with the source. What would happen if Hermit were to start drugging up another fish?
Oh, well, that's a troubling prospect. Do you believe that this fish was somehow engineered into existence by the Hermit?
I am not too familiar with what he's been feeding it, but if this has been something that he's just been doing throughout many years, then this could just be a future problem, possibly. I don't know. I don't want us to sort of forget about what led to this.
That's an interesting theory, but I think we have bigger problems at hand. If it is true that this hermit fed some random fish regularly and it grew to be known as the General, that sort of implies we have some time. So I think we should deal with what's on our plate right now and follow up at a later time.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Right, so it sounds like you all make your way back to the shore
Yes.
and begin the. Well, the walk back isn't that far. Let me find my map here. Depending on where you took the boat, You could have easily left from, I believe, and you did, which was the case. You took a boat from the town itself to the lake, so you could easily, with enough time, row yourself back to the town and make a dock.
Right. I think. Hmm. There's a this dock probably has some sort of fish business. Does someone have a wheelbarrow that we can use?
You could probably scrounge you up a wheelbarrow.
All right, let's throw the body in there. Let's go. And then we'll head back to the Okara barony, I think. And see if he can arrange from here to have Aravid's body transported to the temple.
All right. You take the wheelbarrow, make your way towards Nicholas O'Kara's home. There are definitely people staring at you all along the ways until you get to his front door.
If no one's kind of stopping to ask what happened, then I suppose uh, we'll kind of just head to the manor.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think 3 people with a body like out in the open is a lot less suspicious than like 2 or 3 people spotting somebody in the dark, like
You
trying to bury a
also
body.
you're also carrying a body back from the lake that is known to have a man eating fish.
Yeah,
So people are looking at this with the sense of, oh, another one died.
yeah. Um, but if no one's saying anything, then we're heading to the manor, and I'm gonna knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and opening the door is one of his servants. You know, man in nice clothing. One of the servants who actually gave you the supplies in the morning before you left, the nets and harpoons.
I look at him and say, "It was a Pyrrhic victory. Um, would you be able to fetch Baron O'Kara for us?"
Oh, he is still out for the day, but I can send word.
All right. Um, would there be anyone here with uh the capacity to uh have this man's body transported to the temple?
Um, I could I could send a letter to the nearest temple and see if they will do any transportations. Um,
All right. Um, out of a courtesy, we'll keep the body below that tree over there, as to be somewhat sheltered, but not within the manor. Um, if I could ask to have one of your liquors, I'm going to pour it out in respect before we head back home.
Of course, the Baron said to supply you with whatever you need, and in times like this, it seems that is much needed. The Baron may be out for quite some time. I will send word to you when he has arrived.
Thank you.
And he goes back into the estate, whether you follow or not. Comes back out a couple minutes later with like a nice bottle of. I was gonna say wine, but Okara doesn't seem like that wine drinking guy, so it's like this nice bottle of whiskey.
All right, whiskey. I think we're kind of gathered around Aravid's body, laying there, and I'm gonna kind of chill the whiskey, with like a low grade ice blast, just to make it nice. And I'll offer both Anastasia and Cassidon a drink. Up to them to accept.
I'll accept.
I will also accept.
And then after they've both taken a drink, I'll take a swig, and then I'll pour what remains of the bottle next to Aravid, and say, "May our paths cross again, Aravid. It's been an honor, if the gods deem otherwise, but I sincerely hope I see you again." And then Desmond's gonna start walking off.
Anastasia will let out a very small, sad sigh and say, "Well, Arvid, I do hope that this isn't our last time meeting. But if it is, I hope you find peace wherever you are next." And with that, she will give a small, very somber nod and follow after Desmond.
Arvid, I barely knew you. Uh, it really sucks that you went out that way. I hope it was painless. Okay, and I join the others.
All right. You start walking off through the town once more. I forget, Anna, did you leave your horse here? Where's the horse?
No, I'd be riding it. I would have
Okay.
rode it alongside the wheelbarrow.
Okay. So you're on your horse, the other two are walking, and you're making your way back to Stocky's and your own estate.
Yeah, I think we'd head back to our homestead to. Is it because it's nighttime now, right?
You stayed at the Okara estate and then went to kill the fish. As in, you stayed the night, and then in the morning you went for the fish, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because if we head back to the manor, we should have a notification for us saying that the. Oh, my brain. The mother and daughter duo are ready to have tea with us.
Crab people.
Yes, crab people.
Yep. Our people.
Yeah, so I think course of action is to head back that way.
Okay. So making your way back towards the estate, heading through takes, some time to get back there. Eventually, as the day goes on, let's see. When you get to about here, this little crossroad.
The crossroads.
Little crossroads.
Damn it, Hazel, that song lives rent free in my head, just so you know.
There's a song about crossroads that I don't know about, I guess.
There is, and it's a great song.
I need to get some music. That works. Swap my music. As you get to this crossroads, there's a few people making their way about. You can see some townsfolk perhaps moving between, place to place. There's a cart passing through. You do spy a few people of notice. There's some people. Well, yeah, the carts, like the caravans, moving through. You also spy someone who seems to have a map, just hanging around, trying to find their way, it seems. And I will move you to this place in a second. Don't mind the random people popping into existence, because I definitely did not add this map last second, and now I am panicking because I just gave you a description that has a lot of people on it.
I love random materializing people. Awesome.
And horses. Random materializing horses.
Speaking of horses,
They're not going to dematerialize, are they?
Well, if you kill them, they do.
speaking of horses, I do not have control over this list.
Yeah, because it's not on a sheet, but I can do that real quick. Done. Should be done. If you don't have control over it, here's the new one. Hello? I said here's the new one. There you go.
Yep, I got that one. Can I be moved to the front of the horse, please? Yay! There we go.
Yeah, that would probably be the best. Oh, dang it. Everything's going wrong. Okay. You guys go ahead while I throw people onto the map.
I must admit, in my silent grief, it's hard to even have the motivation to acknowledge all these strange happenings, such as multiplying horses and spontaneously appearing persons.
In all honesty, this isn't the weirdest thing that's happened.
Yeah, I would put the creature that we fought out at the mill up there on, weird things that have happened to us.
Fair enough.
Looking at this individual before us, are there any? I mean, just looking at the icon, it sure appears to be distinctive, but is there anything kind of out of the ordinary about this individual?
Individual? Is there anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah.
I guess I'm introducing. Well, for one, you would see some pretty stark white hair. Yeah, you would see a tall, somewhat lithe woman with long white hair and shockingly blue eyes, as in only blue, no whites of her eyes. Ignore the exact details on the token. She does have armor on, but over such is a blue cape of sorts with tattered ends that waves down below. She does seem to have multiple weapons on her, including a hand crossbow strapped to her right thigh and a bigger crossbow on her back. And she seems a little bit urgent, trying to figure out a direction to go, but hasn't quite looked up yet.
Desmond spots her and turns around. I know it's a little soon, but with the number of problems that I'm sure we'll be facing, we're going to need to replete our numbers, and it seems that fate seems to have dropped an adventurer of some sort, a very well-armed adventurer of some sort, a very well-armed, well-armored adventurer of some sort. Perhaps we can purchase her services if it comes to that. What do you two think?
I think that would be wise. I mean, worst case scenario, it looks like she might be a bit lost, and offering some sort of direction or guidance to a new traveler can always bring on good omens in the future.
I suppose that's true. Desmond kind of approaches along with the others. He's not like walking ahead by himself, but good day. Are you lost?
Oh, hi there. I don't really think I was given direct instructions in the first place, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh. I empathize with your plight. What instructions were you given? Perhaps we can be of some assistance.
That's all right. I think I can handle this myself. And she'll look back down at her map.
To that, Anastasia will speak up and say, if you don't know your way around the area, we can at least help you get to a town where you can get some food and maybe get a little bit more of your bearings. Sometimes it's easier to navigate when you have a settlement to work out of instead of on the road here. Would you like directions on how to get to the nearest town that may be a little bit more suffice than a map?
I sort of roughly fold up my map and look up at you, Anna, and then say, well, if the kindness of you all is going to be as aggressive as it is, I accept. Take the lead.
Anastasia just kind of giggles a bit from the top of her horse and gives a nod and say, and says, "Well, thank you for taking our aggressive kindness with a batch of kindness of your own. My name is Anastasia Zafiri."
Sir Desmond
Anastasia
Belfry.
Zafiri. And Desmond Belfry.
And
You may call
Pleasure.
me Captain.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah. All right. I was deep in thought.
That's okay. We all are at one point or another.
All right. Well, the closest town is this way. It's Dock East. We're heading in that direction in any case.
Wonderful.
Since we're traveling together for a brief stint, may I ask what your name is?
My name is Tavene Eolandir. And I'll give a bit of a showy bow. Inquisitor of Shalin. Sorry.
An Inquisitor. My. What brings you to these humble backwater towns?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I know Shalin wants me here. And I'll definitely know once it's made plain to me.
Do I know that name, like, in context and out of character? It sounds like a deity that I'm just not familiar with, but like in character, do I know?
Oh, Shalin?
If you have religion,
Okay. Should I just make a roll for that?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's like a C plus.
You might have heard the name before. That's probably, I feel like, what
All
a
right.
10 is.
All right. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. That
Like, you've
sounds
heard the
familiar.
name, but you're not like, what do they do? You're not sure what they do. Maybe heard the name before.
Yeah. Okay. It's like hearing of like a foreign actor or something that's like popular over there, but not like over here, maybe. Okay. I'll act on that. Interesting. Is your deity a prophetic being or enigmatic, perhaps?
A bit of both, I suppose.
All right. Well,
In this case, yes. Quite enigmatic, but I have had direct contact. Whether her or an avatar, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just such, but I have.
All right. Well, if you don't have any specific business here in the region, it just so happens that we have a proposal for you. You're free to accept or decline. We are strangers, and I wouldn't press you to it, but we are most definitely in need of someone with your experience, presumably.
I kind of cock my head and then. Okay. As long as it proves fruitful to my inquisition.
Well, that remains to be found out. What are the tenets of your inquisition?
See, it's interesting. Everyone gets that wrong. It's the clerics and the paladins that must follow tenets. Inquisitors, it's the job more than the tenet.
I misspoke then. I apologize. What goal is it that you pursue then?
Why don't we walk?
Oh, I was under the impression that we were like walking and talking.
Okay, well, that's fair. I just don't respond.
In any case, we've learned a bit about you. As for us, we are the scions of the Bethany estate. We're bringing stability and hopefully growth to the surrounding area.
Honorable.
If you don't have any accommodations, you're free to stay at our manor. There's plenty of empty rooms, and I'm certain we wouldn't have very much difficulty finding one that suits your taste.
By the way, GM,
Player.
do any of them have any? Do any of them have anything magical on them?
I believe all three seem to be fairly magicaled up.
Yeah, so it's an easy choice to go with you.
Interesting. I'll keep that out of character knowledge. But yeah, if you're looking at stuff specifically, I think it's mostly the jewelry that I have. Like
Yeah,
one or two.
I'd pick that up.
Yeah. So I think as soon as we get to Stockies, I'll start pointing out uh, the features of the town and say, and that's the local pub, which doubles as the meeting hall.
As you say that, you can actually see that there's a grouping of people, more or less the entire town, at the pub at this instant. Like, people are still flowing into the pub.
And it seems like there is a small ruckus going on. Not necessarily a bad thing, but something's going on. Desmond's gonna walk towards the crowd to kind of figure out what's going on.
All right, you begin walking towards the crowd. And you're able to get to the front door. It's kind of congested. A lot of people are still filing their way in. And you can hear just like a cacophony of voices inside before you even actually get into the door. There, and it seems to be a mix of loud voices, not loud in the tone of like shouting, but like angry shouting. There are people, going on about just like a cacophony of voices. People shouting about different things. No one's really able to get a word in. The bartender / sheriff, whose name I forgot.
Isn't that Anora Piscom?
Nora, yep. She is at the bar trying to, like, with a gavel, trying to keep order, but nothing. She's not really calming everyone down. People seem to just be overly upset at something.
Desmond's just gonna kind of wrangle his way to a center table and he's gonna start gathering energy, which is loud visual, and hopefully it grabs their attention.
As you do that, what do the other three, assuming you're still outside the tavern, what do you guys do?
Well, my eyes are wide, and I just got a nice little closed smile watching these events happen. It's entertaining.
I'm just gonna move closer so that I can actually start hearing like what's happening inside the courthouse / tavern / what other stuff.
And as I dismount from my horse and take it to one of the areas to tie up horses, I will ask somebody nearby, what's going on?
You see, I will say an older figure, an older gentleman, late 50s, human, one of the humans of the town. And he says, oh, well, things aren't looking good for... I'd advise you get your friend out of there as quick as possible. The townsfolk are rather mad. The pump house wasn't as safe as you said it was. Some of our men and workers didn't come back, and when we sent people to look, we found nothing but bodies.
Pray tell, what condition were the bodies in?
The ones that we were able to bring back to bury, I hate to use words like this for people I've known all my life, but A lot of them were seemed torn apart.
I see. As in, and I ask with all due respect, did they come back in pieces? Like you found a leg and an arm of someone? Or were they just very badly injured?
Oh, young Johnny, we were only able to bring back a leg, and we were only able to tell because of his tattoo. His poor mother.
I see. I'm very sorry for the loss of your friends and those that you've come to care about within the village. That definitely isn't and never will be the intention of those who want to protect the city. I'm not sure what went awry, but I'm sure we will be able to figure it out.
And as you say that, back in the tavern, as you're powering up, Desmond, a whole host of voices start shouting at you. Probably not as loud as you're powering up, but, people shouting, "Hey, there he is!" Another person shouting, "You said it was safe!" Another person said, "We died for you! You were supposed to take care of you!" Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. I don't know what kind of role it is, but oh, never mind. I know exactly which role it is. Desmond would release his energy. Is it possible to kind of do it, kind of just like artistically, without sending damage at everyone? Just like gather it up and just like disperse it out. I mean, I'll shoot it. Okay, so I'll do that and say, enough, Sheriff Honora. Please help me sort through these angry voices. What's going on?
Give me a diplomacy.
Okay.
Okay, you immediately calm the room. Some people jump back. And the Sheriff Honora, says, "Well," and kind of looks out at everyone. "You said that the pump house was safe, and so workers from this town were sent to begin working and clearing the waterways and making sure everything was up and running again.
Indeed.
It turns out it wasn't as safe as it was promised, and we've had to bury some of the townsfolk while you've been away. And I hope you don't take my words to heart, but rightfully so, the townsfolk are mad."
Desmond would definitely. He would look disheartened. He already looks like he's had a pretty shitty day. So he's gonna kind of pipe up. "I see. Well, then I would be angry too." And
You hear, before you get to continue, a seemingly brave voice among the bunch. It does just come out of a crowd. You can't really see who it is, considering basically the entire of the town is in this tavern. But you do hear a voice, shouting out, "You said you wouldn't be like the old owners."
you're right. I made that promise, and we just lost one of our own as well, trying to protect the people of this region. If you all remember Aravid, we just lost him this morning. So believe me, I understand your pain. And if it's all the same, I really feel like hitting something. How many among you are willing to come with me and my companions right now to resolve this issue?
You see a bunch of chatter among everyone, and as they're talking, Nora pipes up and kind of whispers to you, Desmond, and says, "None of them are fighters. What I was told when the bodies started coming back is some of them tried to defend themselves, but if you're asking for help from the citizens, I wouldn't expect many fighters among them."
Very well. In that case, what information do we know of these assailants?
Again, if you ask that to the room, you would get a whole host of different people saying, "Oh, I think it was this. I think it was that. I think it was this," until Nora slams the gavel and says, "The majority of people, at least the survivors who made it back before dying to whatever they caught, said it was some sort of violent, rabid creature, human-like. And, I've seen my fair share of dead bodies before, but I've never seen bodies decompose into ink so quick like the townsfolk did."
Interesting. I turn and I look for, correct me if I mispronounce it, Tavernet? Is that correct?
Keep the A pronunciation, Tavenet.
Tavernet, okay. I'm gonna look for her face and say, seems like we're going to need your services sooner than I would have expected. I look to the townsfolk. I will return as soon as we take care of the problem. And Desmond, how much money do I have? Desmond's gonna put yeah, that's like, he's gonna put 3 gold. How many bodies did Honora say there were? 2?
She never said a number, but if you would ask her, let's see, one moment. If you would ask her how many bodies there were, hold on, I can actually tell you from the population numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of I having like the amount of people that are in the town, and then every time something big happens, he just like minuses the number from it. The number
That's
just goes
basically
down.
what I'm doing. Four humans died, so you've lost 4 citizens, and 1 halfling died, so you lost a halfling citizen. So you've lost 5 citizens total.
Okay, well, okay. I was gonna laugh if you said we lost 4.5 people. In character, though, Desmond puts down 10 gold pieces, and clearly, even if there's people that are, like right next to him or within hearing range, Desmond puts the money in front of Honora and says, have these sent to the families of the deceased. I trust you can manage the citizens and keep them out of the area until we return with better news.
And I can do that.
All right. I'm gonna turn. Can I get kind of a read of the tavern, I guess? Like, is it still cynicism, anger, skepticism? They kind of believe me.
You can give me a sense motive.
Okay.
It seems to be a good mix. There are those who are hopeful. You do see it's really more of the older folk who are still kind of angry.
All right. Good to know. Which means it's mostly like the people who would still be working. I mean, not that I'm I'm trying to evaluate the citizens, but like in my head, I'm categorizing them. So the working class are the ones who are hopeful that I can get their jobs back, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's easy to say. Like a lot of the younger-looking faces seem to be hopeful. A good chunk of the older-looking faces seem to be still mad. There's a dwarf who seems to be in between. You can't tell his age because the beard just covers his entire face.
It's like that hairy guy from the Addams Family. What was his name? Uncle something. Anyways, cousin, yeah, Jesus Christ. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. But I'm gonna make my way out, kind of after gauging the crowd, and I'm gonna look to the others. I trust you caught all that.
Did you say that to me?
Yeah, Mackenzie had to step aside for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, you would see that I'm not quite paying attention as you shift your attention to us like, hey, did you catch that? And you would see me looking Anna up and down really quick and then just like saying, nope, you're good.
Do you say that out loud? Nope, you're good.
Actually, I think I would say, yeah, you're not evil. I'd be more specific about that.
She kind of laughs and gives a nod. She's like, I am aware that I am not evil. I'm glad to have confirmation. Kind of questioning what you mean by that, but her response seems like genuine amusement versus like offense that you would try to see if she was evil or not.
I shift my attention towards Desmond. So, you fucked up. People got hurt. We're going to fix it again. Right?
That's right.
Great. Maybe this is what I was supposed to do.
Maybe.
I immediately lean over to Cassidy and I say, I like her.
Until this one doesn't counter on unfortunate fate as well.
Cassidon's already broken and losing hope.
Out of character. I'm sorry. Like, I tried to get to know someone and they just die.
This is your second character that's been broken so far in this campaign. You poor thing.
It's a common pattern with his characters for as long as I've known him. The first one always gets broken. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Anyway,
We're gonna start heading out to the mill, right? Or the pump house.
Okay. You begin your way to the pump house. Are you bringing the horse, Anna? I don't believe you did last time.
I will leave it safely because I think our sheriff offered to watch it last time for me. So if that safety of my horse is still an offer, I will take her up on that again.
Yes.
Yep. So I will leave the horse with her and then go on foot with everybody because I remember the land was like super swampy, which is why I didn't want to take my horse last time.
Yep.
Yep. Same
Alright.
round two.
Okay. No horse. Hold on a minute. Oh boy, that token doesn't have vision. That token
I
needs
wonder
to have
which
vision.
token that is. Who could he be
I
talking about?
Mine.
only wonder. I mean, it could
Honestly,
be yours.
probably. It
It
probably.
could be yours.
Probably be mine.
It's
very
pretty
well
typical.
good.
Yeah, it really is. My token has taken over the brokenness that we always find with Pepper whenever she plays in Roll20.
All right. Welcome back to a familiar sight for some of you. Where's the music? That's not a music.
Whoa!
too early.
it could be.
That's fine. This is fine for Swampland.
I mean, I wouldn't have been opposed to in media res if we wanted to do things that way.
Put you on land. So you make your way back to the pump house.
My face kind of scrunches up. I really don't like how it smells out here. Let's get this done.
Could I do a perception check to see if anything's changed? Like, perhaps something is possibly watching us now.
Certainly. You don't notice anything watching you. You do notice there's a lot of footprints in the mud, as if a lot of people were running, which tracks.
Do I see any tracks that look unhuman or, well, monstrous?
You do not. You seem to just see, like, boot tracks.
And I guess around here, is there any signs of like a struggle or like slaughter, rather?
That's a good question. There does seem, it is very hard to see in all the mud, but you do see a few, like, blood smears. Here and there.
Yes, as I'm looking around, just surveying the area, it's like, okay, so there was clearly an attack out here. there's no prints of whatever attacked them.
Do you think it might be airborne then?
That is a possibility. The thing is that I get a feeling that the attack originated within the mill itself, so... Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out, but
So then,
you should be careful. Be careful just in case.
okay. I would like to attempt to, because this is a, I think we decided that this was a walkway, and then over here was the entryway, right? This, arrows. This goes up in like an upward trajectory.
Yes. Stairs go up, and then you're on a walkway, and then you have to round the corner for the entrance.
Yep, and then we know, because we were here last, that there is an entrance over here that is like it up in here-ish, but takes you inside as well.
Yeah. There you would know there is an entrance on the other side as well.
Okay, cool. So Anastasia's gonna pull out the long sword that she was gifted and say, I'm gonna sneak around the side, see if I can't get a view in from the entryway that we saw before. If somebody would like to come with me, you're welcome to, but you need to be able to stay quiet. And I will start making my way over this way, and I would like to roll a stealth check as I do.
Sure.
I think Desmond would volunteer to go with you.
Okay, I'll back up a bit from the facility. And then
I'm going to pull out my crossbow and arm it just in case.
cast Detect Evil on myself.
Oh.
I'll stop there before
So in a-
advancing forward, GM, so you can
60.
work on that one.
All right.
Sorry.
One moment. Okay, so detect evil. Can you show me your cone?
Yeah. A cone for casting out here to make sure that I'm quiet enough for the two of them. I can move, but for spontaneously, this is my cone.
Spontaneously, that is your cone, possibly moving. First round, presence or absence of evil. There's certainly a presence. Number of evil auras in the area and the power of the most potent evil aura present. Does that mean like you learn its CR?
Not quite.
I see.
I guess
You're in good alignment, and the strongest evil aura's power is overwhelming. Okay, well, you're not going to be stunned. Wow.
fabulous. I kind of whisper over, Cassidon, you're not secretly evil, are you?
No, I don't believe I am. Why are you asking?
There's something probably just inside.
And I just sort of cue her in what we encountered last time. I believe we've encountered some ghouls and then some type of swamp creature, correct?
Correct.
Just to sort of cue her in, like, there is a possibility that whatever is causing this might be something similar to those two types of creatures, or related to them.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna move forward, but deal with the other two before you get back to me.
Sneaky sneaks.
Sneaky is sneaking.
Another one, or just moving?
You're just moving.
So, peeking around the corner here, I know I won't see much, but do I see anything on this walkway?
You do. Good question. You do see a little smattering of blood going up the stairs, like a trail.
Okay. Based off of the blood trail, can I tell if it was the blood was being pulled in or if it was being dragged out?
It looks more. The splatter looks to be more down the stairs.
Okay, so like whatever was bleeding might have been trying to leave.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, I will slide over here. Do I trigger anything? Do I get attacked at all through the opening?
The pump house blows up.
Yay! Good, problem solved, guys. Whatever's in there is definitely dead. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Because I remember that there's an entrance over here as well. And I will peek my head around this corner here. And see if there's anything around this area. Jump up on the steps here.
Jump up. You can look in towards the pump house and see that there's more blood trails.
Okay. In a crouching position, it will get and kind of like hug this little wall here and peek inside. Do I see anything?
You see what you see as of now. You can see the pump, which is seemingly not working anymore. They must have, the workers in a frenzy to leave, obviously, can't work it.
Yep.
You see more blood trails throughout rooms, and you can smell a familiar stench from the last time you were here.
Does it smell like that rotting woman?
It does.
Oh,
It is a stench that is not hard to forget.
Ugh, great. I will look back over my shoulder at Desmond and just kind of like wave my hand in front of his face, in front of her face, just kind of letting him know that like, oh yeah, it's that person.
He nods back in return. On you.
Okay. Let me check something real fast.
Well, while you're checking that,
Okay.
what are the two people in front doing? Your
just
two party members have snuck around the back, and you guys are here.
I'm gathering just whatever information I can. I have this for 30 minutes as long as I concentrate, so I'm just very slowly moving, probably in timed like combat 10 feet every 6 seconds, so really not that far. And I'm actually going to turn around and like make sure that there's not evil things hiding in the marshy area.
360 gathering.
Pretty much as we're going in.
Mm-hmm. You still get the vibes from inside the building. And as you kind of scan the marshes, it seems fairly clear.
Okay, good to know.
Good question. So, out here, like there are blood marks. Are there any body parts that are out here as well, or is it just blood splattered?
None that you can see. Just seems to be, blood splatters that were made.
Okay. I suppose what I'm gonna do is just sort of back up, Ivene, right?
Tavene, yeah.
Okay. I'll just sort of back her up just so that like if he were to get jumped, I'll be able to like provide some form of assistance. However, well,
Sure.
I guess basically a guild member could provide assistance with.
Mhm. By the way, these stone walls aren't more than a foot thick, are they?
Considering I've already let detect evil work, no.
Or like 8 inches or something?
Yeah, you're able to get through them.
I'll remember that for next time. Yeah. I don't want to be cheated out of mechanics here. Okay, well, in that case, I'll pause right at the top of these stairs for 18 seconds and try to pinpoint where these auras are specifically.
All right. You're able to tell the same things I've told you before, but more closely, it seems like this aura is coming from like fairly close to you. Like if there's a room directly next to you, that's where it's coming from.
Okay. Good to know. Carefully shift myself as I do have medium armor and I'm not particularly stealthy, so I'm walking slow.
Would I be able to lean my ear against the wall, see if I can hear any distinct noise on the other side?
Sure.
What check would that?
I guess perception.
All right.
You put your ear to the wall, but you can't really hear much. You're putting your ear to a stone wall.
All right.
You can all have free reign to move whenever you want to do something. Just pause and let me know.
All right.
I'll take a quick peek around.
Is you all applied to the bottom two or all four?
You all is everyone.
Okay. On you, Anastasia.
So I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself. And then I would like to try to remember, was this creature poisonous or just vomit inducing?
You remember that that there was definitely a stench to the creature that affected people, but I don't think she ever hit a single person. So I'm not gonna give you more than that.
Okay, gotcha.
Good question. How far? Like, I know based on the vision cone, I can see relatively inside, but am I able to look at the rafters and see if there's anything hanging up there?
You can look up at the rafters. I believe last time I said the rafters were fairly kind of up, but were semi in darkness. The power location, or does this aura seem formidable? The aura doesn't seem all that formidable. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
going to say not that formidable.
Sure. Well, then I guess I'll just make sure my assumptions were correct.
Definitely in this room.
Peek around this corner.
Did you
here.
fight? Did you fight ghosts?
We fought ghouls.
No, those are more corporeal, and you can see them.
Oh, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, that takes Anastasia by surprise, and she looks over at Desmond and mouths, sigils and a nesting room. Trying to keep us as quiet as possible and hoping that he'll be able to understand what she's saying. And then she will, very gingerly slip inside.
All right. Well, he's staying close behind. Desmond looks up.
In what direction? Just directly up?
I mean, towards the ceiling of this room. Yeah, like to the corners of this room.
All right. You could roll perception. You do not see anything in the rafters above you.
All right.
Anna, you also look up, just ceiling in this room. Nothing in this little nest of a closet.
Could I do a perception check to look into the rafters, see if there's something hiding in the darkness?
Sure. You know the ghouls were hiding up there last time, but looking up towards the rafters this time, you do not seem to see anything.
I'm gonna pull out my big crossbow.
Oh, I guess I never really asked, but what time of day is this? Like, is this room like? Is it like dim? Is it currently like dim lighted, or is it like dark? You know?
It's about like probably I want to say 4 o'clock.
Okay, so there's some fair lighting still.
Yeah.
By the way, if there are any places of dim light or darkness, I do have low light vision, so I can see twice as far.
Wonderful.
If that helps at all. It may not. I'm just letting you know.
No.
Okay.
I whispered to David, and like, theory that you're saying that this might be something real. Is there a way to make them possibly more visible? That you would know, possibly?
I lost half of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta speak up a
What?
little bit.
Okay, so in a whispering
Sorry.
tone,
Yeah.
no, my apologies, but in a whispering tone, I say, the theory that you had about this thing possibly being incorporeal, do you have a method of sort of detecting or revealing its current location?
Theoretically, if I focus for long enough on the aura, I should be able to figure out where it is. However, if it is incorporeal, you all are on your own. I only have one way to deal with that.
Is it?
I guess.
Suppose. Oh, sorry. You're saying?
Oh, I just where, because the detect evil is intrinsic to me. In the direction, both horizontally and vertically, that it is pulling me. It may not be exact, but I would like to try and make a perception check to decipher any kind of creature feature.
Sure. Go for it.
Perception.
Oh, do we have new dice for new character?
Some. 15 plus 6, 21.
21. All right. As you're kind of looking out towards the room with your detection, almost like out of Aliens with the radar pulsing, you start to look upwards, and you can see a very rotted, bloated-looking undead creature crawling down from the wall with a claw out towards Cassidon.
Oh, it's that close.
Yup.
Okay.
And we're gonna roll some Enish. As the Queen Without a Face is back.
I guess no, that doesn't. I was gonna see if I could maybe get something out of that, but they weren't trying to bluff their way out of they were just hiding, so.
They were just hiding and you uncovered it.
Okay.
I added you to turn order, so once you got your initiative, I'll jot it.
I got 11.
11. Okay. Anna, you're first.
Great. Do I hear Cassidon shriek as this thing's coming at him, or do I get no notification at all?
I would give a freebie to Tavene and Cassidon if they were to say anything.
I guess just to roleplay. Could I do a perception check to see if I notice this creature crawling down, or if Tavene was the only one who managed to perceive it at the last
That's
second?
really funny, and I will allow that. You definitely notice the mangled claw going right for your face.
So the noise I'm gonna make is as I'm not sure if we're allowed any free movement, but
Nope.
at the very least, I will make that audible noise as if it's like, what the fuck? Where did you come from? Sort of, like yelp.
All right, so Anna, you definitely hear a yelp.
Okay, great. Well, not great, because he's getting it back. That's not great. So I hear the yell, and my head snaps in the direction of the noise. I start to shimmer as I cast shield on myself. And then I will take off. I can make this jump. I have the strength to do it, so.
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think it's 30 feet of movement. I've been playing too much Pathfinder 2e and they only give me 25.
Unless you're an elf.
Yeah, and then you get 30. Yeah, so 30 feet of
Oh, so you get to play Pathfinder too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I would prefer Pathfinder 1, but that's just me. Yeah, so that is the end of my turn. I will cast shield and then take off running.
All right, Desmond.
All right, I think he's just gonna run across. That's perfectly covers it, gosh darn it. And another 10. So I'll take a shot at it from here.
All
Alright, Cold Blast! Oh, that's nice.
Well,
You only got an additional 2 damage. Oh.
that would do it. That is some good damage. I really gotta remember to get those back, yeah. No, those do exist. I just keep forgetting to pull up the website.
That's okay.
Gotta have them ready.
I know, I forget they exist.
So 12 cold damage, and then that's my turn, I think.
Alrighty. Now, I know how to make rollable tables. There's a website that has all the Pathfinder crit cards that I keep forgetting to bring up. Queen without a face. Is going to try and bite Cassidon. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Let's see here. That is a 22.
That definitely hit.
Okay. So that is 5 points of damage, and you need to give me 2 fortitude saves, please. 1 and 2. Okay. Oh boy, okay. So you feel as it bites into your leg, we'll say, you can feel almost like, I guess my best way to describe this is, it's like as if you're being bitten by a Komodo dragon with how disease-filled their mouths are. And you can feel your flesh kind of begin to melt a little bit as you feel your entire body locked up as you are paralyzed. Ooh, actually, hold on. Paralyzed for 5 rounds. Ravenay.
Yeah, okay. Is this just round one, or is this a... No, it's just round one. It's not a surprise.
There was no surprise because you caught it.
I caught it. I'm trying to figure out which one of these I want to do. I think I'm gonna go with justice.
Walgreens from above.
Okay, well, so sort of like face first, she comes down and then without a face bites Cassidin, who then falls over, seemingly incapable of movement. And you know, it's kind of in my face, so I drop my I drop my heavy crossbow with just an oh shit, and unwrap this chain from around from what was draped around my neck, and looking, well, not in the eye, but looking at dead in the center of its head, I'm going to call out, "You will be finished after this," as I cast my first judgment, giving me a +1 to my attacks.
Ooh.
Now, since I had to draw, that means it was part of my movement, so I can really only get one attack right now. So that'll be a +5 to attack, I think. Okay.
Swift actions, remind me, are just like free actions, right?
What?
That's
What?
basically what a swift action is. It's like a free action.
Yes. You get one swift action, and it has to be during your own turn.
Hmm.
Hey, GM, I hate to do this, but does a 23 confirm?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that's a time. I'm pretty sure that's a ×2. Yeah, ×2. 2d8 plus 4. Oh, 18 in a single swing upside the skin missing head.
How do you want to kill for the second time the queen without a face?
Well, like I said, I quickly pull out my meteor hammer, fall to it with a passion that this is your end, and then swipe it and crush her skull from the underside. It doesn't come off, but it lifts her up into the air and back.
Lifts her up, she falls flat. I'm imagining like the chin is just obliterated into the skull. And death for the queen without a face. Once more for the other party members. First death for you.
You fought this?
You say that to a still paralyzed Cassidin.
Desmond rushes over to Cassidin to treat his wound. All right, here's some cold blasts for you. As in, like, I'm healing that much damage, not that I'm gonna freeze you to death. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna heal you for 10 and deal whatever level you are and non-lethal.
Alright, so 3 non-lethal. I'm back up to max.
Okay.
You are also no longer paralyzed.
How's this thing still alive? Or, well, to come back alive, rather.
I think I know that answer. There's what I could best describe as just like a nest of some kind in the room over there, and there's sigils on the wall. They belong to. Scroll up in my notes. Arzani. Belong to Arzani, the goddess of death. So I don't know if just regular means of killing this thing will actually kill it. I don't have any holy water, or I suppose we could try, I don't know, driving a stake through its heart. I'm not particularly fluid in this, but I recognize the symbols from my studies when I was young at school and we were learning about gods and goddesses, but that's the extent of my knowledge.
Perhaps we just burn it.
I'd be willing to drop a bit. I'd be willing to drop a spell, but I want to know if I'm doing it on the sigil or on her body.
Let me.
That's a good point. I hadn't examined the sigils myself, but perhaps Anastasia could lead the way.
Yes, of course. Come this way. Boing.
Just in case, I'm gonna back up here and just keep my crossbow trained on the corpse.
Sure thing.
In there.
So, I'm thinking of sort of sacrificing a spell slot and specifically to like sort of modify a cure light wounds to maybe use that divine energy to disrupt whatever evil sigil is going on. It's a bit unorthodox, but
Interesting. You can give me a religion if you'd like before doing that.
I would love to. Not much, but it's +4, and I do actually have it. 15.
15. With a better look at everything, now that fighting isn't happening, and with, Anastasia's previous look in the room, I think the best way to say it is the holy symbols in here don't seem to be proper holy symbols. More so, like mad drawings of a creature cursed to undeath.
So probably not functional.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I walk backwards out of the room. Don't worry, dear. There's nothing to worry about in there.
Okay, so we think the
Mad scrawling more than... Oh, continue.
Oh, so it seems like the issue may be specifically with the body and not with the crude artistry.
Sometimes undead really don't like being brought back to death.
That would explain
And
the...
similarly, I am going to expend a Cure Light Wounds into the body of the Queen without a face to try and divinely dismantle it a little more, perhaps preventing it from coming back.
Sure.
Okay.
You can
Yeah.
do so. And I imagine healing an undead or damaging an undead with a healing spell probably burns away at them, or at least is how I'm picturing it.
Yeah, that's true.
So as
It's
you
opposite between the Cure and Inflict.
put this energy through the corpse of the Queen without a face, the body itself, what remains of it, begins to burn away and slowly, but eventually, through means of the spell, turn to nothing but ash and disgusting dust.
And if I may, it's still mechanically supported here, but while that's happening, Desmond's watching, I'm guessing, the smoke rise from this body as it turns to ash. And probably around halfway through the burning process, Desmond reaches out and seems to grab at something, and he's gonna utilize soul power, and I'm going to rack the soul of this creature with pain, which will prevent it from coming back ever.
Okay.
Oh. That's despicable.
Yeah. And he's gonna release it after holding it for maybe 12 seconds and say, if you come back, I will double that pain. That's a promise. Oh yeah, you
I'd
totally
like
detect
to-
evil.
I'm gonna pointedly not detecting you, Desmond, sweep the rest of the facility to make sure we're clear. Because even if your alignment wasn't evil, that is an evil act and it would have picked up.
That's
You-
totally fair.
Sweep the rest of the pump house, and outside of Desmond, you don't get anything else.
The evil is gone.
And I guess I just
Good.
sort of asked, so I don't need to worry about anything, right? As far as like getting bitten, I don't want to turn into a ghoul. Preferably.
Well, if you feel sick later tonight, perhaps a bit clammy, we'll keep watch over you.
Understood. Let me. Did I do some sort of check on the wound to see if like it's still infected or anything?
You don't even need to do a check. You look down at your leg, and it's clearly festering.
I suppose I don't have the means to like try to what's the word? Disinfect the wound.
I mean, you could certainly try if you have medicine.
Like I have some potion of cure light wounds. Actually, funny thought. I do have a.
What is it called? It's called healing.
I
Yeah.
I do have a harvester's kit. I'm
A
wondering if I could
harvester's?
use the scalpel and the surgical retractors to sort of like get rid of like the infected tissue.
You could certainly try.
Before he goes after this, I'd like to ask, in keeping with the same kind of vein of the spell, could I use stabilize as a way to prevent harmful spread? It's not going to get rid of it in any regard, but
That is a unique usage.
you can
And
say no.
I will say yes, you can prevent it from
Sweet.
spreading. It doesn't stop the wound from looking festering and gross, but you're pretty
No,
confident
certainly.
it's not going to go up his leg.
Exactly. That is exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
And before Cassidon starts cutting himself up, Desmond kind of holds his hand and whispers, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?"
I know basic first aid, and I know that leaving this thing infected for too long may result in something more.
Well, okay, now out of character. What's your heal check?
My heal check is 8.
Oh, okay, yeah, give me a second. Desmond kind of motions to grab the scalpel from you. Stay put. And Morpheus will slither out from his sleeve, and Desmond will say, "In my darkest nightmares, wounds appeared across my body which could not be healed." And he's going to use his once a day Figment's Fluidity to move the +8 bonus from swim to +8 in heal.
Alright.
Let's see if I chop your leg off.
$26. You do not chop his leg off. There is going to be damage to this. You're putting a scalpel into a leg. I'm not going to say it's going to be much. It'll just be 1 point of damage to Cassidon. And you begin cutting away. But you're able to quickly tell from the first little incision you make that while the wound isn't, or whatever has infected his leg isn't going to be moving thanks to Tavene, or isn't going to be spreading, you're going to be cutting for quite some time if you want to try and remove it, and even then you don't have confidence that it's going to go away.
Okay. Alright.
It's like a drum leg's worth of bite or something? What?
Well, we're gonna need to see a dedicated healer to get rid of this disease. Let's head back to town. Perhaps there are some poultices there.
I suppose for now I'm just gonna get some cloth, and I'm just gonna have the wound so that it's not exposed to like the. Is it still marshy outside? Like around this area, it's a bit marshy.
The entire place is swampland, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover it so that the environment doesn't somehow seep into my wound.
Okay.
Are you able to walk, Cassidon?
I I think I'm gonna need assistance.
Desmond's gonna kneel down and lift Cassidon up. Let's head back before night falls.
Agreed.
Then I just say to the group, realistically, we should probably check this place again tomorrow morning. You know, just to be sure before we report absolute findings.
That's probably for the best. I intend to send a letter out to what's it called? The Palace of Swans?
The place where Lothid lives, the Birdsong Palace.
Birdsong Palace, thank you. I intend to send a letter to some of the guards at Birdsong Palace. Perhaps we can employ them of their services in town. It seems that Sheriff Honora probably needs some deputies to help her out.
So do you all begin walking back?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
assisting Cassidon walking.
All
Me
right.
too. I'm on his other side.
As you all slowly begin the walk back to the town of Stockies with a wounded Cassidon, we shall see what happens next time in session 26.
Yay!
Yay!
I don't know if my character gets semi-made.
Dude, seriously.
First, you were pierced by manticore thorns, now bitten by the queen without a face.
Lovely. Great game
Very.
as always.
And without a faith, but has
Loving the new character. That's really fun. Can't wait to learn more about her.
I'll be honest, I thought I was a little bit rude at parts, so I'm glad that you enjoyed that.
Oh no, it was fun. Like, I'm actually looking forward to seeing. I'm expecting some inquisitorial banter with Desmond, especially with his alignment. It's like,
Mhm.
To be fair towards Tavenay, Anna and also Mia weren't the kindest to Desmond either.
True.
Anna's not technically mean. She's just kind of like, no, I'm not going to stick my hand in gross stuff. Why are you asking a lady to do that? Just kind of bewildered over the fact that every time something gross shows up, Desmond's like, yo, do this. And she's like, no, that's gross. By making him kind of miss Mia, where he could be like, go do this. And she's like, okay, do.
Well, we'll see how much more of that happens in the next session.
We shall. And for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone. And bye.
Yee. Good pie and stay sweet, everyone.